Alright, hello everyone. Emerson from TracksVR here. A little bit of a late start to our broadcast tonight. Qualifying is underway already, so I'm going to be moving you guys over to the broadcast any second here. Tonight is round 7 of 8. This is the penultimate race in Vietnam on the Hanoi street circuit. This race never actually happened, as some of you may know. This is scheduled for 2020 to be the inaugural Vietnam Grand Prix at this track anyways. But yeah, we all know what happened that year, and that led to the race not happening. So here we are in a hypothetical alternate universe where this race is happening. Moving you over to qualifying right away here. Enjoy the race. I'll be jumping in myself here momentarily. Not gonna have a lot of time to qualify. And yeah, next week is the final race of the season. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Talk to you soon.
Biberman from Italy is P1 on softs. Ten minutes remaining in the session. Lecoq 2 is fourth. Beck is P4. Biberman is first up 0.15. Beck is fourth up 1.07. Lecoq 2 is P4 up 2.96. Best lap is a 2:43.217. 59.996 off pole. Hawk 2 improved his second with a 144.592. 1.371 off pole. Biberman from Italy is P4 up 2.42. Beck is P1. Five minutes remaining in the session. Biberman is P4. Biberman improved his third with a 146.495. 3.274 off pole. Munson 75 is fifth up 0.39 on ultras. Munson 75 is provisional pole with a 141.533. Hawk 2 is third on ultras. Best lap is a 144.592. 3.059 off pole. Beck is second. The qualifying session is now in overtime. BKI from Canada is 7th on softs. The race session is at Hanoi Street Circuit in Hanoi, Vietnam. Munson 75 is P1 on mediums. Beck from Canada is P2 on softs. Lecoq 2 is P3 on softs. Zeepiverman from Italy is 4th on mediums. Skittles 43 from Canada is 5th on softs. Emerson Scott from Canada is 6th on softs. BKI from Canada is 7th on softs. Munson 75 is 1st. Race start. BKI is 6th. Lecoq 2 is 4th. BKI is 3rd. Munson 75 is P6. Zeepiverman is P5. Lecoq 2 is P4. Lecoq 2 is now P3. Munson 75 is 5th, 0.5 behind Zeepiverman. Zeepiverman is P5 battling Munson 75. Beck is P6, 0.4 behind Zeepiverman. Beck passed Zeepiverman for 5th. Lecoq 2 on lap 2 is 4th, 0.1 behind Munson 75. Beck is 5th, 0.5 behind Lecoq 2. Beck is now 4th. BKI on lap 2 is P6, 0.5 behind Zeepeverman. BKI is now P5. Zeepeverman is P5, 1.0 behind Beck. Zeepeverman entering the pits is P6. Zeepeverman lost P6 to Munson 75. Beck is 4th, 0.5 behind Lecoq 2. Munson 75 is 6th, 0.3 behind BKI. Beck entering the pits is P1. Munson 75 is now 5th. BKI is 5th. BKI is now 4th. Skittles 43 is P2, 0.5 behind Emerson Scott. BKI is 4th. Best lap is a 1:47.064. 0.814 off the fastest lap. Munson 75 is 3rd, 0.5 behind Skittles 43. Emerson Scott is P2, 0.1 behind Skittles 43. Emerson Scott was 2.2 faster last lap. Emerson Scott is now P1. Lecoq 2 is P5, 0.5 behind Skittles 43. Skittles 43 was 2.4 faster last lap. Lecoq 2 passed Skittles 43 for 4th. Skittles 43 is P5, 0.8 ahead of Zeepeverman. Skittles 43 lost 5th to Zeepeverman. Skittles 43 entering the pits is 1st. Lecoq 2 is P4, 1.1 behind Emerson Scott. Emerson Scott from Canada is third, 1.0 ahead of Lecoq 2. Skittles 43 exiting pits on softs. Emerson Scott is now P2. Lecoq 2 is P3, 1.0 behind Emerson Scott. Lecoq 2 was 7.4 faster last lap. Lecoq 2 passed Emerson Scott for P2. Zeepiverman is 5th. BKI entering the pits is 4th. BKI is P4. Skittles 43 is 7th. Zeepiverman entering the pits is 5th. Zeepiverman is 5th. Munson 75 is 1st. BKI exiting pits on hards. Zeepiverman exiting pits on softs. Emerson Scott from Canada is third, 0.5 behind Lecoq 2. BKI entering the pits is P7. Lecoq 2 is second, 3.7 ahead of Emerson Scott. Emerson Scott on lap 6 is P3. Emerson Scott entering the pits is third. BKI is P7 on hards, 2.2 behind Skittles 43. Beck is fourth on supers. Emerson Scott exiting pits on supers. Beck passed Emerson Scott for P3. BKI is 7th battling Skittles 43. Skittles 43 entering the pits is 6th. Lecoq 2 on lap 7 is P2. BKI entering the pits is 7th. Beck on lap 7 is P4, 0.5 behind Emerson Scott. Beck passed Emerson Scott for third. Skittles 43 exiting pits on softs. Emerson Scott is P4 on supers, 0.2 behind Beck. Lecoq 2 entering the pits is second. Beck is P4, 0.3 behind Emerson Scott. Beck is now second. BKI exiting pits on softs. Emerson Scott is P4, 1.1 behind Zeepiverman. Beck is second. Lookhawk 2 is P5 on mediums. Skittles 43 entering the pits is 5th. Lookhawk 2 is now P6. Lookhawk 2 passed Skittles 43 for 5th. Zeepiverman is P3 on softs. Skittles 43 exiting pits on softs. Lookhawk 2 is P5. Emerson Scott entering the pits is 4th. Emerson Scott is P4. Munson 75 is P1. Emerson Scott exiting pits on softs. Lookhawk 2 is P5. Beck from Canada is second, 4.6 ahead of Zeepiverman. Zeepiverman on lap 9 is P3, 3.9 behind Beck. BKI entering the pits is P6. Lookhawk 2 on lap 9 is 5th. Zeepiverman is P3, 3.4 behind Beck. Zeepiverman was 4.2 faster last lap. Lookhawk 2 entering the pits is P5. Lookhawk 2 is P5. Skittles 43 is 7. Lookhawk 2 exiting pits on mediums. Emerson Scott is P5. Beck entering the pits is 4th. Beck is P3. Beck exiting pits on supers. Skittles 43 is P6. Lookhawk 2 is P5. Lookhawk 2 exiting pits on softs. Z. Biberman is 2nd. Emerson Scott is P4. Skittles 43 entering the pits is 5th. Munson 75 is P1. Skittles 43 is P5. Skittles 43 exiting pits on softs. Skittles 43 lost 5th to Lookhawk 2. Z. Biberman exiting pits on softs. Z. Biberman is 4th. Beck is P2. Munson 75 entering the pits is P1. Munson 75 is 1st. Lookhawk 2 is P5 on softs. Munson 75 exiting pits on hards. Emerson Scott is third. Emerson Scott exiting pits on softs. Lookhawk 2 entering the pits is P4. Skittles 43 on lap 11 is P6. Lookhawk 2 is 5th. Best lap is a 1:45.937. 1.041 off the fastest lap. Lookhawk 2 exiting pits on softs. Munson 75 is P1 on hards. Beck is second. Best lap is a 1:45.245. 0.349 off the fastest lap. Munson 75 is P1. Beck from Canada is P2. Zipperman is fourth, 0.9 behind Emerson Scott. Zipperman passed Emerson Scott for third. Emerson Scott is fourth, 0.5 behind Zipperman. Zipperman is P3, 0.7 ahead of Emerson Scott. Emerson Scott on lap 15 is P4, 0.4 behind Zipperman. Skittles 43 entering the pits is P5. Zipperman is P4. Skittles 43 exiting pits on softs. Lookhawk 2 on lap 14 is P5. Emerson Scott is third, 1.4 ahead of Zieberman. Munson 75 is P1. Lookhawk 2 is 5th, 0.5 ahead of Skittles 43. Skittles 43 was 1.7 faster last lap. Lookhawk 2 exiting pits on softs. Zieberman is P4, 2.2 behind Emerson Scott. Lookhawk 2 is P5. Lookhawk 2 entering the pits is 5th. Munson 75 is P1. Skittles 43 entering the pits is P5. Lookhawk 2 is P5. Lookhawk 2 exiting pits on softs. Skittles 43 exiting pits on softs. Munson 75 is P1. Skittles 43 from Canada is 5th, 1.5 ahead of Lookhawk 2. Munson 75 is P1. Skittles 43 on lap 14 is P5, 3.6 ahead of Lookhawk 2. Lookhawk 2 is P6. Beck is P2. Emerson Scott is P3, 1.7 ahead of Zeepiverman. Skittles 43 is 5th, 3.2 ahead of Lecoq 2. Zeepiverman is 4th, 1.5 behind Emerson Scott. Lecoq 2 is 6th, 0.4 behind Skittles 43. Skittles 43 is P6, 0.2 behind Lecoq 2. Skittles 43 entering the pits is 5th. Beck is P2. Skittles 43 exiting pits on mediums. Zeepiverman is 4th, 0.5 behind Emerson Scott. Zeepiverman was 2.8 faster last lap. Skittles 43 entering the pits is P5. Emerson Scott is 4th on softs battling Zeepiverman. Beck on lap 20 is 2nd. Lecoq 2 exiting pits on softs. Lecoq 2 is 5th. Skittles 43 exiting pits on softs. Beck exiting pits on supers. Munson 75 is P1. Lecoq 2 is 6th on softs, 0.5 behind Skittles 43. Lecoq 2 passed Skittles 43 for 5th. Skittles 43 entering the pits is P5. Lecoq 2 entering the pits is 6th. Emerson Scott is P4. Zeepiverman is 3rd. Lecoq 2 exiting pits on softs. Emerson Scott is P4. Emerson Scott exiting pits on supers. Skittles 43 exiting pits on mediums. Munson 75 is first. Lookhawk 2 is P5, 0.1 ahead of Skittles 43. Skittles 43 entering the pits is 5th. Zeepiverman is P3. Lookhawk 2 exiting pits on softs. Emerson Scott on lap 21 is P4. Munson 75 is first. Lookhawk 2 entering the pits is P5. Emerson Scott is P4. Zeepiverman is 3rd. Emerson Scott is P4. Beck is P2. Lookhawk 2 exiting pits on softs. Skittles 43 exiting pits on softs. Munson 75 is P1. Lookhawk 2 is 6th, 0.4 behind Skittles 43. Emerson Scott is 4th. Lookhawk 2 entering the pits is 5th. Skittles 43 entering the pits is P5. Beck is P2. Lookhawk 2 exiting pits on softs. Skittles 43 exiting pits on mediums. Emerson Scott is P4. Best lap is a 1:43.778. 0.703 off the fastest lap. Munson 75 is P1 on Ultras. Munson 75 exiting pits on Ultras. Skittles 43 from Canada is 6th on mediums, 0.4 behind Lookhawk 2. Lookhawk 2 is 6th, 0.1 behind Skittles 43. Skittles 43 is P5, 0.7 ahead of Lookhawk 2. Skittles 43 lost 5th to Lookhawk 2. Lookhawk 2 is 5th on softs. Skittles 43 entering the pits is P6. Biverman is 3rd, 2.0 ahead of Emerson Scott. Skittles 43 exiting pits on mediums. Skittles 43 is P6. Beck on lap 27 is 2nd. The leader has just finished the race. Munson 75 finished 1st. Emerson Scott is 3rd. Emerson Scott finished 3rd. Z. Piperman finished 4th. Beck finished 2nd. Lecoq 2 is 5th.
Alright, well that wraps up our penultimate race in Fuji
Lecoq
there.
2 finished 5th.
I realized I did not put the updated standings at the start of the stream. I sort of rushed to get the stream up and running, but yeah. Thanks for tuning in there. I'm going to switch it over to this here. One moment. Sorry, someone was just asking me a question on the server there, and yeah, thanks for watching there. Like I said, next week is Fuji for our finale, and yeah, I'll actually get our sorry, I need to turn down my headset volume because I'm trying to talk while listening to everyone else at the same time. It's very distracting. Yeah. Should be a fun final race, and I'll have the final standings up to date before the stream next time. Like I said, I kind of rushed to put it together. If you like what we do here, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're an F1 fan looking for some merchandise, right now on the TracksVR website, you can shop online, and we ship internationally as well. We have lots of discounts on our 2024 merch, and we have some 2025 merch starting to show up as well. So thanks again for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you guys next week for the finale at Fuji. Talk to you later. Bye.
Frequency.